Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to speak to you all again. As always, a woman's sister who resides in Canary Wharf, London, just a few short streets away from a migrant holiday camp, has been left shaken and distressed after finding a strange man in her home. I've seen photos of this said gentleman on social media throughout the day, and let me tell you, he doesn't seem to be in that house on a mission of mercy or indeed of charity. Suffice to say, if I stumbled across this chap creeping around the inside of my home uninvited, I'd be reaching for something that would cause irreparable damage. That's for goddamn sure. So that being said, shall we have a quick read of what's been going on, and more importantly what the Met Police are going to be doing about it. Please do try and contain your stifled laughter, my friends, at the very notion of a police force, particularly the Met, even remotely lifting a finger to someone in need, particularly of the white English persuasion. A blind woman who was at home when a hotel migrant burst into her home near Canary Wharf feared for her life during the episode, her family has revealed. The man is said to have entered the house on Wednesday night after being followed by a group of men on the street and told to go back to the hotel where anti-migrant protesters were gathered outside. Have you seen the narrative here that the Daily Mail is trying to spin to us all, pulling on our heartstrings as the compassionate British public we used to be? Look at this poor defenseless migrant being chased away by the far right, when in actual fact these protesters are there to protect their own communities against potential predators, murderers and paedophiles. It's sickening, it's transparent, and we see it day in, day out, particularly from the press. Excuse me. The Britannia Hotel is being used to house hundreds of asylum seekers. Sherelle Augustus, 35, said her sister suffers from a series of serious health complications, including being blind. She was at home with another relative when the man entered the home just a few hundred yards from the hotel. The Met said the man had not been charged, as our initial investigation has not identified any offences. Surprise, surprise. They refused to say if he was a migrant staying at the hotel. Of course he was, that's right. That's why they have refused to comment on it. I do actually have the statement from the Met Police here, guys, which I shall read to you. Well, I'll skim through it anyway. And it reads as follows. We are aware of videos circulating online related to an incident that officers were called to at 18:07 hours on Wednesday the 30th of August at Marsh Wall E14. We understand a man entered the property through an open door, having been followed by a group of men in the street. The man has not been arrested at this time, as our initial investigation has not identified any offences. We understand this is distressing for the occupants. It's that distressing that they're doing bugger all about it, of course. Now, the outcome of this story should come as no surprise to anyone listening to this video. It has become all too frequent that certain individuals in this country get away with blue murder simply through their skin colour or indeed their religion. The police in this country have been politically infiltrated for a long time now. I think it hit a crescendo during the BLM riots of summer 2020, when officers were pictured kneeling to a baying mob instead of dispersing and arresting them. It's astonishing the lasting impact of a drug-fueled career criminal who died of a fentanyl overdose has had on this country. I'm by no means suggesting St. Floyd was the starting point for all this, but it did play a big part. Stephen Lawrence was probably the starting point back in 1993. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's get back to the subject at hand. So it would appear, my friends, according to the Met Police anyway, that an Englishman's home is his castle is simply no longer the case. If you tick all the correct boxes and enter someone's home uninvited, you're entitled to put your feet up and demand tea and biscuits. Whereas if you don't tick any boxes, someone like me for example, then you'll be in a world of shit if you enter someone's home uninvited. I'd like to test that resolve of this new apparent rule of accepting complete strangers into your own four walls. Before I end the video, my friends, let's just have a quick look at the gentleman in question, shall we? There he is. Looks like a law-abiding type, don't you think? Someone you could trust with your wallet and your credit card perhaps? Look at the eyes though. Where have I seen that stare? Those dead, lifeless eyes before? Oh yeah, that's right. That's my video, my friends. Carpe diem as always, even. Do let me know what you think in the comments, my friends, and I shall see you on the next one. Cheers.